Okay, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is John. I'm with Javelin Technologies, and I'll be your presenter today. We've got a lot of information to show and not a lot of time to do it, so let's get at it. Focus of today is going to be the introduction of 3D product configurators and how we enable the business-friendly experience. Now, I'll get into the introduction soon, but I want to start off with this comment that was made by, I can't remember if it was a customer or if it was someone I was dealing with as a prospect, but he said that he wanted it to be easier to specify his product than to order a pizza. So if I go back to the pizza analogy, I apologize, but I thought I'd share that with you because you'll see in a few moments how 3D product configurators can give you that capability and make your product easier to specify than ordering a pizza. So we'll get into some quick, here's the agenda. We'll get into some quick introductions. We'll introduce the people that you're dealing with here and people that are working with you. We'll talk about who needs product configurators, and I'll show you a few examples of some. We'll talk about the next best thing, and we'll get into questions and answers. So I'm going to talk as fast as I can through these slides because I really want to focus a lot on the 3D product configurator examples. So first off, I want to introduce GoEngineer. They are a phenomenal company that is selling SolidWorks, the whole line of SolidWorks products, 3D printers, CAM software, PLM solutions. Very big team, been successful for a very long time, and so that's the folks that you're typically dealing with or should be dealing with for your the CAD software. Our team is in partnership with GoEngineer, and we get involved with some of their customers who are looking at DriveWorks, CPQ, and design automation. So here's a little bit of information about us. There's a lot of comparable features about our two companies, and we feel great that we're working with the GoEngineer team on supporting their customers with DriveWorks. So here's a little bit about me. I've got a little bit of engineering background, great manufacturing experience. I've been at Javelin and selling SolidWorks for 18 years, and right now my sole focus is CPQ and CAD automation based on DriveWorks. This is a little bit about my team. We've got a team of 3 application engineers solely focused on DriveWorks. A lot of great experience. We've been selling DriveWorks since 2006 and formed this dedicated team in 2015. We're up over 70 customers now, and we absolutely are passionate and love what DriveWorks is doing for our customers. There are times when custom programming is a better solution than DriveWorks, or we need some custom programming to make the DriveWorks solution even more powerful. So we have that capability, and here are just 4 examples of some of the applications that we've developed where we've either created new application software within an industry or replaced software. For example, the PoolWorks application was an application we wrote to replace a piece of software for liners and covers that was very obsolete, and we've helped introduce that application into a lot of the key players in that industry. Also want to introduce DriveWorks. They were a VAR just like us back in 2001. They started working on Excel-based automation, but have really ramped up in terms of their capability in the software. They've evolved from design automation to CPQ. A little bit of DriveWorks is in every SolidWorks license. You have limited functionality called DriveWorks Express. It's the only design automation software that's in SolidWorks, and it's a certified gold partner and has a global customer base. We absolutely love working with them. They are very responsive, and as I said, not only do we love them, but we love what their software does for our customers. So we're talking about 3D product configurators, but in conversation you'll probably hear a lot of different terms that are interchangeable. So we talk about 3D product configurators, we talk about product configurators, sales configurators, CPQ or Configure-Price-Quote systems, there's part selectors, and there's visual CPQ. So those are somewhat interchangeable, and I'll point out where some of the differences are in a little bit. So we talk about being business friendly. Are you easy to buy from? So remember that pizza analogy. Can someone, go on their phone and specify a pizza or specify a pump assembly and get a quote within a minute? Do you have the options that you supply to your customers that they're going to need? And what else can your configurator do? So if it's just going to give you a quote, that's one thing. But when you take a look at some of the other capabilities that you get with our 3D product configurators, I think you'll be quite impressed. And when we talk about all that functionality, we're talking about eliminating bottlenecks, connecting design to quoting, and giving your customers the optimum in what they can do to configure your product. So who needs product configurators? I'm not going to go through all of these, but we talk to a lot of people who just can't get quotes out fast enough, and a lot of times the first quote wins. So while accuracy is very important, so is speed. Another critical thing is companies that are not able to get into new products or put their products into new markets. We also talk to customers that where their customers are disappointed because they did not get the design that they expected, or their customers demand custom products at standard prices. And we also hear a lot about people who complain that salespeople have specified something that can't be made. So those are some of the key things that we typically hear and would be indicators of a company that needs a product configurator. But the next question is, who needs visualization? So for this, hang on, let me, hang on. Let me go to this page. So for those of you who don't know, McDonald's now has configurators. So you are going to be seeing, if you don't already see them, you're going to see kiosks like in this picture. And for that, do you really need 3D? No, not really. When you're specifying a car, you're going to see a lot of configurators these days that look like this, where you can have a pseudo 3D image. And I like this one because here you can, I don't know if you're seeing this that well, but it's awesome the way you can, in 3D, take a look at what the car looks like on the interior. So the question, do you need 3D? Maybe, maybe not. And for something like t-shirts, right? All kinds of t-shirt configurators around. Do you need 3D? Maybe, maybe not. But when we get into some of the applications that we build, you'll see why 3D is pretty important. Okay, a couple more slides and we'll get to it. So my first customer with DriveWorks is a company called Thordon Bearing. They fabricate water lubricated bearings that go on large ships. And they had a problem in the sense that a lot of time was spent on doing the work to design these when it was a very simple task of specifying how they're configured and the size. So they had us build their system, and now this interface is in the hands of both their inside sales teams and their dealers all over the globe, who 24/7 could get onto the site, enter the parameters, and are able to quickly get a drawing, and quickly get a quotation that they could supply to their customer. And then when that quote turns into an order, they could generate all the manufacturing information. They were able to reduce days of work down to 6 to 11 minutes and have connected their system to their CRM, ERP, and manufacturing databases. So they have a very connected operation and are able to automate a lot of tasks. So great company. We're still working with them to this day because every year they do just a little bit more, and an awesome case study. Here's another customer that designs jib cranes. They too, it's funny, these companies are probably 5 or 6 minutes away from the Javelin office, and they are literally 3 minutes away from each other, and are 2 of our biggest customers. And they have reduced their quoting time from 3 to 5 days down to less than an hour, increased their quote volume by about 500%, and have eliminated the stress of getting these quotes out and are now focused on building their dealer network. They've got this application to a number of dealers. I don't know exactly, but the goal is to have them throughout North America. And they are just on the throes of automating their CAD design. So great company to work with, also build a great product. So like I said, the star of the show is going to be these demonstration websites. So let's quickly go through these. So the first one I'm going to show, and there's a reason why I'm going to show it. So let me pick on this cupboard example and just start clicking through here and configuring a cupboard. These are public websites, so if you want to go to configure my product, you'll be able to do the exact same thing. So one of the things that to note is that these websites are fully customizable. The DriveWorks software gives you the capability to build these websites. The applications don't have to be online. They don't have to be via the web. They could be distributed locally or just built into SolidWorks, right? So there's a lot of different ways you can serve up this interface for people to configure products. So first thing I'm going to do is click the click to rotate button, and you'll see that this is a 3D object, right? You could spin it around, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can click on here to hide the doors and you know, really interrogate what this product looks like. You'll also see a bit of detail in terms of what's included in this variant of the cupboard. You can hide some of the detail, or you can show it. As a matter of fact, you can take that price right out. Some people don't want that to be shown, but in the case of customers that have their dealers using the software, a lot of times they will. So there are many ways, I'm just shut that down for now. Oops. So there are many ways that you can modify the size of this product. And a lot of our customers, they'll have standard configurations, but others need to have the ability to provide a custom solution. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is just change the width, and just so just going to slide it from one part to another, and what you'll see is not only did the design change or update, but so did the price. So it went from $71 to almost $99, right? It's quick, it's instant, a lot of good information there. And now I could have introduced pull-down lists. I could have entered other options as to how you can change the height, width, and depth. And I could also do things like build rules, so that if somebody specifies 15,000, that's going to be a tall cabinet. When I hit that, it stops at 1,500, because with this, you have the ability to provide rules so that you can't specify something that you can't make. And if somebody wants that, you could have a pop-up that says call our engineering to work through your requirements. But the idea is that you have rules that dictate what you can and can't do in terms of specifying this product. Now, the other thing about this is that you can build rules so that if, for example, you specify, or if somebody specifies a height greater than 1,000, you may have to thicken the walls or add supports or add bracing to make this a little bit stronger. So there are rules that you can use, and pre-engineering data that you could, pre-engineering calculations that you can use to derive the actual model that you need and product that you need. And it's not going to be, you know, just blindly going to update. It'll update based on rules that you give it to withstand the loads that it's going to see. So let me just make it a little deeper. Again, I'm going to change it. You know, very responsive, updating price. So this is a pretty big cabinet. Now there are other things you could do to this, but for the sake of the demonstration, I'm just going to stop it there, except for this. Let me hit the mahogany button. So you'll see that not only did it change the graphic of it, it also doubled the price. So if you want, you can go back and say, okay, let me make this a little bit smaller and see what it does to the price. Okay, I just took about $100 off. Okay, great. So I'm going to go with that. So same thing here. I could change to a different type of door. Again, very graphical for certain products. You really need that. Accessories, I can change from a D handle to a shaker knob and see what impact that has on price. So, great to be able to update, be able to configure, but while I've done that, I've also done about 10 different things, right? So when I hit the results button, what you'll see is that I already have a quote that's been developed for this product. So while I was building this, I was getting all the information from my ERP system for product costs, material costs, manufacturing operations. I could have added shipping. But the idea is that because you're integrating configuration and design with quoting, you're able to do these types of things and automate tasks and get these quotes out to your customers very rapidly. Here's a bill of materials, a lot like SOLIDWORKS, right? As I build that model, I've got a dynamic bill of material, and here's a document that shows the parts I'm going to need. There's also a cover letter. But the real magic is if I hit the continue button. Let me just put my name on here. At JavelinTech.com, Javelin. When I hit the submit button, this application will generate all the parts and assemblies, all the models, all the drawings in PDF. As you saw, the cover letter, BOM, and quotation are going to be generated. DXF for all the panels. So if I had sheet metal parts, it would flatten them all and create all the panels, and it'll give me all the cut lists. And I'm going to hit the submit button. It's 3:17. Let me just turn on my email so that I can hear when I get these documents. But the first thing you'll notice is that as these documents and parts are being created, they'll be presented to you just to validate that they have been made. They're ready. As you can see on the right-hand side, all the documents that have ready are done. There's a drawing there. So there's another drawing, all the images. And so in terms of being business friendly, you've got your quoting connected to design. You've specified or configured a new variant, and now you've created all the documentation for manufacturing, the fabrication drawings, bills of materials. You could start ordering materials, particularly long lead time items, and you've got quotation. Drawings that can go engineering. I don't know if I said that already, but all this content is done automatically. In this particular case, the information that was generated to define this cabinet was pushed into a server in the UK, and all these documents were created right in front of your eyes. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit for the cover drawing so that you could see. Actually, why don't I pull up some of these? Here's a bill of material in PDF. Here is the quotation, again, in PDF. So automatically developed or created. And in a couple of minutes, I'll have the drawings, the assembly drawings. All the part drawings are here already. And now here's the cupboard drawing. So what you'll see is that it's got dimensions, it's got a bill of material, and in the drawing border, you'll see that it's got my name and it was created today. Again, as mentioned, you can go onto this website, consider this a bit of a tutorial, and literally within 2 minutes, I've got everything I need to quote this item and put it into production. So great functionality, making yourself business friendly. I configured this and got the drawings faster than I would have gotten a pizza. So, and it was fairly easy. Yeah, so let me show you another quick example. Yeah, a pizza is not an industrial product. We just want to make sure that you understood that It's the same idea of being able to get this information real quickly. Let me show this example here. I'll go back to the conveyor. This is an actual live business, and these guys do cell phone covers, and again, very responsive. You'll see a 3D model of a phone case in a second or two, and here it is. So you can dress it up, make the changes to it. Here, let me change the pattern. Let's change it to zigzag. What did I select it? Hang on a second. There you go. It's hard to see because of the image. So let me change that image. Let's make it Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's why. It's just a little tough to see. So here's Mickey Mouse with that pattern, right? This is DriveWorks. It's a full 3D model. I could go in and start changing colors as well, right? Very, very rapid, very responsive. But the real nice thing about this configurator, two things, is that here they've connected to an e-commerce platform, so you could plug in your MasterCard or Visa and you could buy their product. And once you do, they take this information, feed it to a 3D printer, print it out, clean it, and ship it to your door. So it's a full business that's using DriveWorks as their front end and using it to configure products and ship it out. You might not get it as fast as you get a pizza, but the idea is the same. It's really, really quick, integrated within their business, and it's connecting a lot of different systems to automate and streamline the business. Easy to buy from. Here's a conveyor example. We used this presentation to help a furniture company that made couch systems that follow the same principle. They are designed based on a sequential order. I've got a lot of the same things as the cabinet. Here's the cost here on the bottom right-hand side, some of the controls. I can start taking pieces away, and it'll do it all live in real time, graphic, full 3D. You could spin it around, you could zoom in, you could take a close look, you can make changes like the length, for example, and let's say you wanted now to add another piece, right? You can put let's make that a straight section as well, and then make the next one a left-hand turn. Make some modifications on the radius and the angle. There you go. So very responsive, very quick. You're doing multiple things at the same time, as I did with the cabinet example. This will also eventually get you all the drawings and quotes and everything you need to fabricate or assemble this product. You can do things globally, like take away the side rails. Let me click that button and remove the side rails. So very graphic, very 3D. In an application that we've built, helped build, one of our customers build, they were able to eliminate 2 weeks from their sales cycle, because in the past, they would have one of their sales folks talk to their customer, work through the details of how they wanted their system laid out, and then they'd have to go bring it into design to get a drawing, a sales drawing, and a quote. Now, by the end of the conversation, they have a full 3D model they could spin around, and a quote is available to them. And very shortly, all their drawings will be automated. So, and their bombs will be pushed electronically into their ERP system. So, business friendly, easy to buy from, a lot of functionality built within these systems, 3D, and yeah, very, very powerful. Let me show this final one. We did not build this one, but as you know, I deal with configurators all day long, and when I see an awesome one, I like to show it off. So I wish we did this, but we didn't. But this is an elevator application. It is amazing. It's very responsive, you know, elegant, not a lot of detail, but elegant and very quick. So if I wanted to, you know, adjust certain things about it, like the number of floors, and let me take the ceiling off, and let me take the back cover off, just to show you that there is a lot of detail in there. It's not just flat parts. So let me just quickly configure that. There's a number of other ways that you can adjust this. You can pick a standard size for the lift. You could change colors. Make that champagne, door color, and throw, say, gray, I guess, whatever it is. And so you can see, very responsive. You got the price updates. Okay, those are the drawings from DriveWorks. And awesome. 3D product configurators, highly graphical, very visual, but powerful in the ability to get you information quickly, like quotes, drawings, and bills of materials and other content that other integrations. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, we can connect the system to, like, Salesforce, for example. So if I wanted to add all the items onto a quote, I can push all the data into Salesforce and generate opportunities. So easy to connect with ERP, CRM, and manufacturing systems. So all on the basis of being 3D. So just a few slides just to wrap things up. Some of the benefits that we talk about in terms of 3D product configurators. They're highly graphical, highly visual. It gives the ability for engineers or designers in your company to focus on money-making tasks as opposed to repetitive tasks. It auto-generates a lot of content that you can use within your business. You can integrate with other aspects of your business, such as creating opportunities in CRM or pushing bills and materials up into ERP. And from a sales and a marketing standpoint, it gives you a brilliant tool that gets people onto your website, keeps them on there, and gives you a lot of functionality once they hit the RFQ button. So amazing capabilities. They're not just great looking visual tools, but they're highly, highly functional. One of the upcoming, the next big thing is that we get involved with virtual reality and augmented reality and mixed reality. So in one moment we're designing the bookcases or the furniture. In the next moment you can see what it looks like in your either your factory or your kitchen or your living room. So we're going there, we're there, and we're going there, and it's awesome what this technology can do. You know, a lot of you folks out there in this audience are probably designers, but the one thing that we see a lot is that 3D configurators or product configurators in general are tools that are of high interest to folks like sales managers or marketing managers. Of course, engineering managers, it's important too, because you want to make sure that your design and drawings are done as well. People that are looking for efficiencies within an organization, IT folks are involved because you're connecting a lot of different systems electronically. And we also talk to a lot of presidents and owners of companies. So if there's someone in your organization that has this role and a CPQ or product configurator system is not within your domain, you know, get them our contact details. You're likely going to get a video of this presentation, and you know, we encourage you to share either what you heard or a link so that they can see some of this information for themselves. So we've got a lot of other information that we could share with you in terms of other videos that we've already done. We've got Talk to the Tech Guy sessions. We've got other demo websites, and you have our contact details, my contact details, or you connect with GoEngineer, and they'll connect you to us. At this point, that's really all the information I wanted to share with you. I wanted to go fast, and hopefully got a lot of good information out to you. If you want to send me a quick question. Actually, yeah, here's one. I'll try to answer it real quick. So our company has a configurator that is built into our ERP system. How do we connect the two? Great question. So a lot of times, or just about every ERP system has a product configurator, and some of them work with pictures, some of them work with 2D data, some may work with 3D. I haven't seen very many, but we have the ability to generally to take data. So if somebody has specified a product and a specific size or a specific color or other option, generally we could take that data from an ERP system and feed it into models that will then give you all the model creation and the drawings and the BOMs. The front end could be your ERP system, but the back end will all be based on DriveWorks doing this automation to generate the documentation that you need. So we talk really well to either cloud-based or on-premise ERP systems, and both in terms of pulling information like cost data or suppliers for any given parts, as well as pushing information, developing it into a format or a file that can be absorbed into your ERP system. So great question. Okay. No other questions, but thanks again for your time. We really appreciate it. We'll be following up with you just to thank you for attending and see if there's any other questions that you have. We'll also be sending you a video of this presentation that we encourage you to share with other people in your organization. Again, thanks very much for your time, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon. Have a great day.